afternoon, Orients, and hello, FSUU. I am Renil Animan from the Humanities Division of the Arts and Sciences program.
Good afternoon, Stallions. This is Friday Hadumas from the Social Sciences Division. And right now, we welcome you all to the Student Orientation of the Arts and Sciences program.
That's right, Ma'am Friday. And by the way, you look so stunning today.
Thank you so much. Sana ikaw rin.
Wala na. And by the way, for the information of everyone, we are live now in our official Facebook page, the FSU Arts and Sciences program, and as well as in the official Facebook page of the ASP Student Government, the FSU Arts and Sciences program, Supreme Student Government. Of course, to officially welcome our dearest Stallions, and most especially our freshies. So of course, to everyone who's watching right now, actually we now have 180 plus viewers.
That's
Alright,
right.
so to all our watchers, you can now comment your questions because later we'll be having a live Q&A.
That's right, Sir Renil. And of course, we have our own panel of keyboard warriors to answer those queries in case we fail to answer them for you. So do not hesitate to comment down your questions and we will try to answer it later.
Correct. And of course, we are very much delighted to officially welcome you all to a new school year despite the challenges we are facing right now amidst the new normal.
Yes, we are very excited pa sana, Sir Renil, no? To see our dearest Stallions, but unfortunately, our present situation will not permit us. Needless to say, we are excited to welcome you all to our growing ASP family.
Ayan. And of course, for that, we thank you for all being here and we are definitely happy to welcome you in behalf of the whole Arts and Sciences family. Welcome. Diba?
So, dili na ta magdugay-dugay, Sir Renil, and let us begin this orientation. So to formally start, let us first pause for a while as we pray as one in silence the FSU Orient Prayer.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. O God, by your grace, your servant Father Urius, enkindled with the fire of your love, became a burning and a shining light in your church. Grant that we also may be aflame with a spirit of love and discipline. May we ever walk for you as children of light, that our lives may reflect your loving radiance, and let your light shine in every word that we say, in every action that we do, in every choice that we make, and in every noble cause that we commit ourselves to. Through Jesus Christ our Lord, who lives and reigns with you in the unity of the Holy Spirit, one God, now and forever. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Alright, so to officially kick off and start our orientation this afternoon, let us hear the messages from our University President, Reverend Father John Christian Young, and from Reverend Father Randy Jasper Ochige, our Vice President for Academic Affairs and Research.
Orients, welcome to the school year. The COVID school year. As we know, the pandemic has caused a great disruption in many aspects of life, including education. In fact, a lot of students were asking me if we will still have university days, for example. We know that the changes brought about by this pandemic is necessary. And therefore, we at Urius have done a lot of reimagination as to what could be done to continue educating the youth of Butuan and of Caraga, continue educating Urians. The administration, your faculty and staff have been continuously finding ways in order to serve the needs of students and the wider community. We are also finding ways to address specific problems brought about by this pandemic. Like for example, where you will be the first school year that will go fully online. And of course, this entails adjustments on not just on your end as students, as users, but also on the end of teachers, of faculty. A lot of the processes had to be realigned. Content had to be created specific for our FSU Learn platform. It had to be migrated into the platform. So it takes a lot of work in the background, a lot of which is unseen. It also, our library, for example, has shifted to a more online delivery of access to our collections. Our student services need to also adjust. So many, many things. We are also developing and are about ready to launch programs to help address the gadget gap, the internet gap, for those of us who are in financial difficulties. We're also developing a scheme for study now, pay later to enable some of our students who are challenged now by this COVID, whose families are challenged now by this COVID pandemic, to continue their schooling. So, as you can see, this will be a challenge. This will be a challenging school year. These are challenging times. But as Orients, I know that we will see this through. So, once again, welcome to this orientation. And let's make life at Urius fun. Let's make our life at Urius exciting. And let us consider this a great adventure.
Welcome to the orientation specifically designed for our college, law, graduate, and students from our Pueblos High. We are holding this orientation event or activity in order to help you transition and make this transition much easier and as seamless as possible, because we all know that we are implementing this education process, education apostolate and mission in the new normal. A substantial part of our orientation today will be on FSU Learn. As you might have heard already from our social media posts and in the previous orientations, our FSU Learn is our learning management system upon which we are implementing our learning outcomes, are doing our assessments, and even our monitoring and even generation of analytics and reports in relation to the competencies that we hope you, our dear students, will be able to imbibe in this new normal school year. Just to whet your appetite in relation to our FSU Learn, our colleagues from the Social Sciences Division did a very good job at doing a survey of the students who took the summer program in our university. And just to mention two details, for example, our students last summer who participated in the survey, 91.77% answered that the features of our learning management system, FSU Learn, are very helpful in their learning. Another detail is that 96.30% of the students who responded to the survey said that they participated in the tasks given by the instructors. As your Vice President for Academic Affairs, I'm very, very happy and edified by this answer, because it tells me that there's a very high buy-in. There's a very high reception of our students in relation to the activities that we have implemented through our online learning management system. You see, we at FSUU are very resilient. And so I hope that we all will adapt to the new normal with as much grace as possible. We have a very cool learning management system, and I pray that this semester will be fruitful for all of us, your administrators, students, and teachers and staff in our university. As we continually say in our posts, in our FB and Twitter, we are all in this together. So we are here for you as your administrators, and we are counting also on the fact that you also will do your part and remain motivated despite this very challenging period in our country and in our nation and in our institution and in the world in general. So, Loceat Lux Vestra, let us continue to let our light shine. Good day and God bless.
Thank you so much, Father John and Father Randy, for your messages. And by the way, our dynamic Dean, Mrs. Donna Espreta, will not deliver her message today. Instead, the Dean's office will arrange a Google Meet per year level. So you see, Sir Ronil, no, ing anak gid ang ASP, very family-like. No, kaya ang ato yung ever-dynamic Dean, gusto jud kaayo siya o kanang mas personal, kumbaga.
Correct, diba? So, mag-arrange ang Dean's Office o Google Meet per year level. And of course, by the way, shout out ka sa among Dean na si Mrs. Donna F. Espreta. Actually, naara siya sa gawas.
Yes, unang nilini ko.
Hi, Ma'am Don. And sa tanan mga kauban niya sa Dean's Office.
That's right.
Diba? Alright, so karon Ma'am Friday, let us read some comments. Kaya
Yes, of
grabe
course.
kabibo ang comments sa atong comment section. May mga nag-comment nga, pwede mo hawa na kay magpait pa siyang itlog.
Yes, alas 2 na daw siya taman, Sir Ronil.
Oo.
Kaya magpalit pa sa itlog.
Correct. So, unya nakapaghawa because we have prepared a lot of fruitful na orientation for this afternoon. Ug di mo makakita sa among mukbang if ever mo hawa na mo karon.
Yes, stick around till the end, guys. No? Ating makita din nga mga taga-Harvard. They are here. No, we are very honored from the arts and sciences. There are students from Harvard.
Bitaw na usa bitaw ni mga Harvard memes, diba? Pero Orius pa rin, FSU
Yes,
pa rin,
of
diba?
course. Keep on galloping, stallion.
Yes, gallop lang ng gallop. Ganon. Alright, so shout out po sa tanang mga communication majors. Hello, mga taga-AB-Com.
And of course, the other courses as well, Sir Daniel, no? We have viewers from the political science. That's right. We have viewers as well from the psychology. Mga courses.
Diba? Mga pioneers.
Yes,
Love
pioneers.
for mga pioneers there. Uy, of course, we
That's
also
right.
have viewers from the English language and of course, from the Filipino language.
So in short, shout out sa tanan.
Oo. Di na lang isa-isahon.
Correct.
Okay.
And of course, Sir Daniel, na apoy ng utana din. Hiaha naman ang attendance nga nagpalit na ba siya ballpen. No, stick around till the end, no, at the live stream kay ato na siyang ibutang dito.
O sa mga nangutana pod karon if naabay snack, wala pa mi nakapa food panda.
Yes, wala pa. 20 pagpaabot sa inyong 20 pesos.
Oo, basta na amoy voucher diha, okay
Correct. Okay.
Alright.
Moving along, let us welcome the division chairpersons as they introduce to us their energetic and vibrant faculty members.
So to introduce to us the faculty of the Humanities Division is Mr. Ryan Balolot. For the Natural Sciences and Mathematics Division is Mrs. Anceli Rosales and Mrs. Belinda Ato Candelario for the Social Sciences Division. And we have Mr. Hermogenes to tell us more on the what JEEP is all about.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Sa ngalan ng aming dekana na si Ginang Donna F. Esperta at mga kasamahan kong guro sa Humanities Division, kayo po ay kinararangal namin ng mapabilang sa aming departamento. Ang Dibisyon ng Humanidades ay binubuo ng 3 pangunahing kurso. Ito ay ang mga sumusunod: Bachelor of Arts in English Language Studies, Bachelier ng Sining sa Filipino, Bachelor of Arts in Communication. Sa ganitong pagkakataon, isa pong malaking karangalan na ipakilala sa inyo ang bumubuo sa mga kaguruan ng Humanities Division. Tunghayan po natin sila sa kani-kaniyang angking kakanyahan.
Good afternoon, everyone. On behalf of the Natural Sciences and Mathematics Division faculty members, I would like to welcome you all, students of the Arts and Sciences program. The Natural Sciences and Mathematics Division offers BS Biology and BS Applied Mathematics programs. So a special welcome to those who are enrolling BS Biology and BS Applied Mathematics. I would like to present to you the brilliant minds behind your success in the natural sciences, that's biology, chemistry, and physics, and mathematics, the faculty members of the Natural Sciences and Mathematics Division. The Social Sciences Division holds the 4 courses offered under Arts and Sciences program: AB Economics, AB Political Science, Bachelor in Human Services, and courses that is a new course added to Arts and Sciences program, the Bachelor of Science in Psychology. Our division also caters the general education subjects such as GE 101, GE 102, GE 103, and GE 109. As such, if you have any queries for those general education subjects and courses mentioned a while ago, you can visit us or reach us through FSU Social Sciences, our Facebook official page, and also you can email us at socialsciences@urius.edu.ph. Our division has the highest number of field specialization under Arts and Sciences program. And so may I present to you the dynamic faculty of Arts and Sciences program under Social Science Division, the historians, economists, political analysts, sociologists, psychologists, and the guidance counselors.
The faculty of the Social Sciences Division. Economics, Joel Argawanon, Research Interest, Labor and Industry. Belinda Ato Candelario, Research Interest, Poverty and Inequality. Joseph Elroy Casion II, Research Interest, Urban and Development Economics. Daphne Magtibay, Research Interest, Agricultural Economics. History, Maria Aubrey Friday Hadumas, Research Interest, Local History and Politics. Dushel Valencia, Research Interest, Local Knowledge. Aldrin Conde, Research Interest, Local History. Jonas Almido, Research Interest, Local History and Social Issues. Political Science, Mark Bonbasadre, Research Interest, Sustainable Development and Administrative Decentralization. Hannah Ruth Bungot, Research Interest, Public Policy and Governance. Chelsea Decolais, Research Interest, Global Politics. Esther Badajos, Research Interest, Public Policy and Program Administration. Psychology, Gloria Maris Camalo, Research Interest, Modern Psychotherapist, Child and Adolescent Behavior. Loresa Joy Paguta, Research Interest, Assessment and Mental Health. Guidance and Counseling, Lorena Atuel, Specialization, Teens. Maristela Gales, Specialization, Marriage and Family. Rayalyn Muyalde, Research Interest, Counseling and Mental Health. Carl Adam Soria, Research Interest, Personality Psychology. Roxanne May Tuazon, Specialization, Children. Sociology, Robert Aplacador, Research Interest, Social Education, Health, Gender and Culture. And Christine Campos, Research Interest, Criminal Deviance. Once again, these are the faces of the faculty of the Social Sciences Division.
Hello everybody, how are you guys doing? I hope all of us are having an amazing, wonderful, and electrifying day, aren't we? Because today I am so humbled to introduce to you the subject that my colleagues and I are handling, and that is Job Enabling English Proficiency, commonly known as JEEP. So you might be wondering what JEEP is all about, so worry no more because Sir Herms is here. My name is Hermogenes Boris Aying and I am one of the JEEP instructors only here at Father teacher sa Tornino Orios University. Nice to meet you. Let's do the virtual handshake. Nice to meet you, everybody. Give me 5. High five. Okay, so let's begin. Basically, JEEP addresses to the following. Number 1, the widely recognized drop in English proficiency among college or university students. You are the target. Yes, on the other side of the screen, you are the target of JEEP. That's why we are here. Number 2, the need to help students access an increasingly tight labor market. Number 3, the need to improve the match between education and employment. We are not just preparing you how to become academically competent while still in college, but preparing you for your future endeavors, right? For your future work and your future career. Okay, so basically there are 4 fields here at JEEP Lab. We have number 1, English for nursing and allied health employment, intended for nursing program students. Basically, it's all about health and science jargons and stuff like that. Number 2 is English for travel and tourism employment, hospitality English, that welcoming language. Number 3 is English for business processing outsourcing, or BPO, or call center employment. This is basically professional English where you talk to native speakers, right? And English for international employment, where you want, if you wanted to work for international companies, right? If you want to work in New York City. Okay, so basically there are 2-year JEEP program, and it comprises with the following. Number 1 is the JEEP Start course. It is a computer-assisted instruction program. Basically, this is the icon of JEEP Lab. So when you think of JEEP, that is dynamic education, the DynEd. Are you a bird? Can you fly? Develop general language proficiency and communication skills. We have speaking, reading, and listening. Okay? Aside from that, we do different speaking activities: impromptu, prepared speech, debate, and extemporaneous. Another one is JEEP Accelerate. Remember that JEEP 1 is our prerequisite to proceed to JEEP Accelerate. Okay, it is an English for Specific Purposes, or ESP program. Basically, it focuses on the skills needed to secure employment in the target job sectors. Okay, there are many questions asked to us. We have here for whom JEEP is intended. Number 1 is nursing, HRM students, teacher education, mass com art students, computer studies, business administration, criminology, accountancy, and engineering. What did I miss? Basically everyone, right? Except College of Law. Okay, another one is for what JEEP is intended as a program. Well, basically, JEEP works best as it is integrated into existing subjects, so it's not overloaded. Are there any entry requirements? There's no entry requirement for JEEP Start 1, the ICJEEP 110A, but enrollment for JEEP Accelerate course will depend upon their placement test result on their DynEd. Okay, how many hours per week? Basically, for the entire semester, you need to reach 30 hours, but other students will exceed because we need to maintain positive scores. So for us teacher, we're usually unified. We break it down into 4. So for prelims, maybe 8 hours, midterm, 15 hours, semifinals, 20 hours, and for finals, 30 hours, and it is the major requirement for JEEP. Can JEEP have academic credits? Of course, yes, absolutely. 3 units. Another one is, what are the duties of JEEP teachers like me, Sir Herms? Number 1 is to facilitate the JEEP Start classes and teach extension activities. We have many enrichment activities here, such as broadcasting, jingle, aside from the individual speaking activities, right? Okay, and another one is to plan and teach JEEP Accelerate. How is JEEP managed? A JEEP coordinator liaises with JEEP office, and IT lab manager addresses JEEP technical concerns. So it is inevitable that sometimes we may encounter technical problems, power outage, internet outage from our internet service provider, and that's normal, right? What matters the most is you approach us. Please do not be intimidated to us. We are very welcoming and very, very warm to our students, okay? I'll see you guys soon. Bye, and thank you so much.
Yes, and we are back looking at the roster of our faculty, Sir Ranil, no? Makita gyud nato ang caliber nila, no? So, to our faculty out there, high five, no? Very good kaayo.
Virtual handshake.
Yes, virtual handshake. That's right. So to our dear stallions, especially the freshmen and transferees, do not be anxious. Kay matud pa sa mga bangko, Sir Ranil, you are definitely in good hands and we will find ways for you.
Yes, definitely in good hands, kid. Because again, ang inyong mga questions will be answered by our keyboard warriors as well as we'll be having a live Q&A later. But before that, Ma'am Friday, I wanted to emphasize ang atong mga teachers or instructors kay ina who have introduced their faculty members. O gusto po na ko i-emphasize si Sir Herms nga grabe.
That's right.
Katong motoy energy.
51 talkers, yes.
Motoy energy, di ba? Kaya kanang imagine nga si Sir Herms ang HR sa isa ka company.
That's right.
Are you ready for our interview today?
Yes, it's a bird, it's a plane.
Yes.
That's right.
What up, how do you see yourself 5 years from now? Oh,
That's
diba?
right.
Shout out, Sir Herms. I love you so much.
Handshake to you.
All right. So we know that many of you already miss our campus, and especially to our freshies and transferees who do not have any idea how beautiful FSU is. Yes, beautiful gid ang campus. Pareha na mo dre, beautiful, di ba?
That's right.
Of course, so to quench your kamingaw, we have Miss Anmei Hongko to tour us around FSUU. Anmei, take it away.
Hi, Orions! Welcome to Father Saturnino Orios University. Today, I'm gonna bring you to a school tour. Because you can't be here physically, we're gonna give you a glimpse of how Orios really looks like inside and vital areas na dapat niyo mahibawan kung asa dapat. So, are you ready? Let's go! Right now, we are at the lobby and everything from the lobby is very accessible. To my left is the cashier, then the data administration office, or down. And then, to my left is the registrar. And then, kung makita ninyo, naanin na ang gate sa college building. So yes, let's proceed to other important offices. Let's go! Dinhi dayon ang ato ang medical and dental. Dinhi mo magpa-medical, magpa-dental, and also pwede mo magpa-cleaning din sa inyong teeth and check up. And also, if maglabad yung ulo, mga sakit mo, mga tulak mo dito. Now, this is one of the scariest, charot na bitaw, dinhi ang pinaka-importanteng transaction sa mga organization, sa inyong student government, local man, or kanang sa atong SSG mismo, sa atong Supreme Student Government. Walang iba, ang OSAA. It's the Student and Alumni Affairs Office. Dinhi ilihok sa atong mga SSG officers ang ilang mga papers if na ay events, and if na mga kailangan ninyong ID, kung inyong mga problema sa school na inyong gusto i-address, you can always come to OSAA. Anyway, matuyok nagbalik kay, I will bring you to the second floor. So we are now approaching, charot, nalagit sa second floor. And ang nasa second floor sa itong CD building is the EIRC, the Electronic Information Resource Center. Dinhi mo pwede mag-use sa atong computers in case na may kailangan i-search, dili mo ka-access sa internet, pwede mo makigamit, dinhi pwede mo maki-print, you can always use this. Just make sure na gamitin dyan for educational purposes, okay? Okay, let's go. Here is our first library. Muna yung una natin na library na makitaan, ani ko vlog, kasi muna siya nasa second floor. This is Tanjilder Library. In memory of Reverend Father Gerald Tanjilder, MSc. Dito na area, sa second floor na to. Nadito ang mga computer labs. Usually, ang nasa second floor, labi na din na area kaya atong mga CSP students and nursing. Muna dayon diri ang computer center. Siyempre, kay box type man ang Oreos. Naapod mo tayo doon dito. Let's go! Mupadaw na din sa atong speech laboratories kung asa ginaklasehan ng atong jeep. which is job enabling English proficiency na mga subjects to help us develop our communication skills, especially in English. At bang ana is our ITSD. ITSD sila ang nag-control sa data sa school, sa Wi-Fi. Sila ang partner sa DAO. Kung sa DAO na ato mga data, like for example, information ato students, din niya, sila ang plastar sa data. Sa kung unsay mga kailangan sa school nga ga-involve of technology, mga IT na mga stuff, programming and all nga. Sila lang yun ang nakasabot. Then hiya guys, nasa ITSD ang all. So if you need them, call them. Charot, anhiya lang sila din. Pero guys, I will bring you to a tunnel. This is where you will find the communication lab. Let's go to Narnia. So din hiya ang dean sa College of Law. And just recently po, yes, naanap po tayo, Integrated Bar of the Philippines, and this is a large chapter, Orient Legal Assistance Program. And then, from mga communication students, mo dyan yung balay because we do everything here. So shout out sa com. Let's go. It has transformed. Madam. So medyo echo siya guys. So nasa Jericho Rosales na rin sa echo. Then this is the control room where everything is controlled. Yeah, natin kailangan para ma-function ang atong production room. Ito ang Com Arts Lab. Din nakita mo ang atong mga online podcast, mga ganon para sa FSUU. So din mag-recording. Most of the time, binhidjud tanan nga hitabo mga videos, mga ganon. Right now, paingon natin sa atong third floor kay ato naman nalibot ang second floor. And dito sa atong third floor, kung asa na makita ang mga classrooms yun mostly. But then, nagyapon tayo makita dali nga vital, no? Sa inyo kang pagka-college students. Come here. And kining room, usually atong pol-sci students, din hiya sila gapuan silang major classes. Pero not all. Fourth room. Ganun. Din sila usually ga-session. Charot, di ba ito ga-session, guys? Ga-klase sila din haa. And now, as in the classrooms na lang dyan siya, guys. Karon, ito na ito dito. Third floor naman dito, no? Oh, classrooms, kaya po din ni all, guys. Din hiya, kasagaran mga klase din, guys, kay Tio. Kanang mga launa nga klase ninyo. Dinhi na yun ang SSG office sa atong Arts and Sciences program. Bitaw sa ASP na siya guys, nga SSG. So, if na mo kailangan sa atong officers, if na events, naa sila diri ang kapitan. Basic na sila, pero they will do their best to entertain you. So, padung natin sa atong library. Old Museum. Here is our Jansen Library. Nani siya sa third floor, guys. This is in memory of Reverend Father Anthony Jansen. So, dali guys, ngit-ngit siya. Kung namoy subject na history, readings and Philippine history, makasulod dyan mo dali guys. And, grabe, it's so amazing. Daghan kayong mga things nga. Abi na ito kahibaw na ta about Butuan, about this place, Caraga. Pero daghan pa di kayo dapat ma-discover. Yan na din sa sulod ang mga proof, mga receipts. And here is Noguchi Library. Also, ngit-ngit. Isa na siya sa pinakahilom din nga library. Gamay rin makasulod na rin. Kapag masulod ka na rin, dapat yung research. Then hiya, medyo strict. Bugnaw ka na guys, kaya may tao. Anyway, let's go to our fourth floor. Okay. Din hiya itong bio lab. Yung laboratory classes, dili usually, ang kaklase diri guys, kay ganun na yung mga chemistry classes, physics yata po, and then, calculus, mga kuan, sciences, na diri sa fourth floor. Na din na itong mga research center, which is ASU Biodiversity, Informatics, and Research Center. Here. There. Dinhi kasagaran gyud ang atong mga bio students. More classroom. Okay guys, so diba taas-taas itong gisakan na gaina, pero dinhi na area of responsibility. Shortcut. Umubuin mo lang tason. Ayan. Ayan. Oh, diba? Ang bilis. Diba rin duduk? Ana. Charot. Okay, mubalik na dahil sa atong first floor. Kinapatay wala na explore, kaya sugod na tapaan na. Okay. So, balik na sa first floor. So, dito yung atong property maintenance office, atong PMO. Dito yung magawa sa inyo ang mga projector, sa mga kailangan sa school, magpabook mo if need ninyo ang venue. Dinhaan sa PMO ako. And also, of course, we have our chapel. So, yeah. There is the guidance. Muna ang atong Office of Religious Affairs. Naa din ang mga brothers, sila father, nga mo-teach og theology. Sila bali ang in charge sa atong mga mass, sa religious na to na mga activities sa school. Yes. And then, balik na din to sa atong dao. Human sa dao, tunga-tunga sa cashier o sa dao, pasulod ta, we have our calf! Yay! Oh, calf. Usually guys, dinhi dapat magkaon. Pero, ganahan mo dito mga Orients nga dinhi magtuon. We love this place. I think that's it for college building. Before tamo adto sa CBS or sa College Building South, let me introduce to you College Building East. Muna siya ang pinakabago nga building dinhi sa FSUU. Kuyog ta. Dinhi usually among classes na hitabo atong first year, but dinhi pa na mo mga freshies. Pero, you know, let's stay at home. Hindi na ko pwede masulod din ha, but yeah, na function hall dito sa taas ang atong finance office and ang president's office. Ato na ta sa CBS kay murag naa po dito ang mga importante na dapat nato mahibaw-an as stallions of the Arts and Sciences program. So, bye guard! Pakita sa guard. Bye guard! Bye! Let's go! Karon guys, naa na ta sa overpass na pod. The overpass is connecting the College Building and College Building South. Moadto ta sa College Building South so that you'd know kung asa ang faculty sa atong mga Arts and Sciences program nga divisions. Let's go! Hi, sir!
Let's go!
Basurahan. And here we are. First division sa Arts and Sciences program, the Humanities Division. Ang nasa Humanities Division ng atong mga English language, Filipino major, tapos ang AB Communication, yes, naa na din ha all. So kung naman kailangan or muna yung kurso, dinhi mo mag-ask. And also, napod sa Arts and Sciences program, ang atong mga minor subjects na teachers. And then, 206 to ha, CBS, 206. And then CBS 207 is Natural Sciences and Math Division. Naa din ha ang mga math, science, so ang mga BS Bio, mga applied mathematics, din haan na sila. And of course, CBS 208, ang ikatulong na division and final division sa ASP, kung sa itong mga contemporary world, itong mga readings and Philippine history, Rizal, naan din guys sa itong social sciences division or ang SOCSI, CBS 208. Dito ang sa gym. Dito ang gym.
OMG na ni-about I'm shy.
So, dinhiya ang office sa ato ang Dean's Arts and Sciences program. Dinhita ng transactions na mahitabo kung naakay kailangan sa imong subjects, sa imong enrollment, sa imong evaluation, and everything. Dinhiya na all. O, dinhiya mo magpa-enlist and everything, magpa-evaluate, ganun. If na may problems, if na may gusto i-reklamo, charot, bitaw. Dinhiya na siya tanan. Charot! Musod na din mo dito. And guys, ubos sa atong gym, kung nakadumdum mo, di ba, nato yung gym dito ubos ana niya is atong PE hall. Dinhi mahitabo tanan PE classes. Makita man ninyo nga, masulod ra siya gikan sa CB spot. Atong PE hall diri So man this is the PE hall. I think that would be all. No. That's it for my video, guys. I hope nga bisan dili mo makaanhi sa Oreos because everything is online and we want to be safe and healthy. I hope you had a quite a good glimpse of how Oreos looks like. And hopefully soon we'll be in the halls of Father Saturnino Oreos University and we'll enjoy college together. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you all soon. Bye!
Wow, thank you so much, Anne May, aka DJ Luna, no, for a very makalingaw ug hangak Sir Neil, no, pati ako gikapoy ko, murag 3 hours, no, ang tour nahitabo. But of course, no, grabe gid siya kalingaw, no, pati ako Sir Neil, gimingaw na ko sa FSUU.
Nang sa gimingaw, Ben.
Chrissy. So definitely, no, our campus is one of a kind. So I'm truly excited na moabot na jud ang panahon that we see our stallions galloping around and roaming around once again in the hallways of FSUU.
Kadlok mo sa galloping niya.
Yes, of course, the stallions ba ya isog
Diba?
kayo.
Anyway, sa tour po ni Anme, tanan, shout out sa tanan students nga gimingaw sa kahangak.
That's
Magsakanaog sa ilang classes og dapat sa mga comments, shout out sa tanan gimingaw kang Kuya Mitoy.
That's right.
Our beloved pinaka-abdik nga guard diri. Uy,
Yes.
palihog lang. Kana di jud musud ang COVID diri kay
Yes.
Kuya Mitoy.
Pag moabot jud ka, pinaana jud dayon siya sa kuan, oh.
Kanang pusilo ni
Pusilon
thermal
jud,
scanner niya.
35. Oh.
Yes, anyway, so no, palihog lang jud COVID, pahawa na.
Yes.
Hawa na jud dire kay gimingaw na in town si Father Oreos sa iyang mga anak.
That's right.
Diba?
Gikapoy na in town sa Father Oreos ug paabot.
Oo.
No, sa CB Gate.
Si Father pa mag-welcome.
That's right.
Correct, di ba? So nakalaag naman ang tanan. How about we delve in more on the courses offered by the Arts and Sciences program? So to share to us the goals of each of the courses offered, the subjects and the retention policy, allow us to welcome the mga bagtikan na mga faculty members from the Arts and Sciences program.
Nag-loading ang coffee. From the Humanities Division with Mr. Ryan Balulot to discuss to us the general retention policy of the program. Then it will be followed by the Bachelor of Arts in Communication. We have Mrs. Anne Bonglay Kasura Bonglay para naman sa Batsilier ng Sining sa Wikang Filipino, ang nag-iisang binibining Janice Guliman. And for the Bachelor of Arts in English Language, we have Miss Cheryl Labadan.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Ginoong Ryan Veras Balolot at babasahin ko po ang ilan sa mga siniping kaalaman mula po sa Student Manual 2019 edition na may kinalaman po sa grading system at general retention policy. The lowest failing for the midterm is 4.0 conditional and the final is 5.0 failed. Those who failed in the midterm might ask for academic counseling. An INC incomplete may be given to students on the following cases: students who fail to accomplish the subject requirements, students who fail to take the final examination for valid reasons, students who took the final examination but obtained low grades and the teachers provide the opportunity to remove such mark. This will be done in consultations with the program dean. As a policy, a student is only given 30 calendar days after the last date of the final exam to make up for incomplete grade. Non-removal of INC grades within the given period will mean no grade, NG, and retaking of the subject. The percentage share of each major component and subcomponents included in the computations of the midterm and final grade is as follows. Summative test, 60% of the midterm and tentative final grade. Classwork, 40% of the total midterm and tentative final grade. In relation to fail, drop, and no grade, NG, a student must pass 25% of his/her total enrolled units in a semester for him/her to qualify to enroll in the next semester. If students has 2 or more failing grades in a semester, he/she will execute a promissory letter noted by his/her parents to be submitted to his/her program dean. He/she will be referred to the concerned guidance counselor. In the case that the students will still have 2 or more failing grades in the following semester, he/she will only be allowed a maximum of 18 units in the succeeding semester. He/she will execute a notarized deed of undertaking noted by his/her parents with attached photocopy of their valid identification cards, with the provision of a voluntary exit from the program in the case of having 2 or more failing grades in the following semester. Para po sa mga karagdagang pagbasa, tayo po ay sumangguni sa Student Manual 2019 edition. Para po sa malalimang pag-alam ng mga karapatang pang-mag-aaral at ilang pang mga FSU policy. Marami pong salamat.
Good afternoon, Stallions. I am Maria Ann Casura Bunglay, one of the faculty of the Humanities Division of the Arts and Sciences program. So for today, I'll be presenting the course description and the curriculum of Bachelor of Arts in Communication. But before anything else, we have this so-called misconception wherein everybody thinks that AB Communication is equals to mass communication. And that is not true because mass communication is just one of the topics that we study in AB Communication. But that is not really the focus of AB Communication. AB Communication is not equals to journalism only. Although we have an edge in journalism field, but we also have other topics that we study in this course. AB Communication is not equals to being an artista. Although yes, pwede mag-artista, pero that is not really the main goal of the graduate of this program. So, moving on. Communication as a field of study covers the various ways by which humans communicate. It focuses on how verbal and non-verbal messages are used to create meanings in different contexts using diverse media platforms. It includes a broad range of subject matter ranging from the study of communication and interpersonal relationships, groups, organizations, and culture. So the program goal of Bachelor of Arts in Communication is to equip students with knowledge and skills in the theory and practice of communication that is applicable in various professions and contexts with the focus on media professions. So the Bachelor of Arts in Communication shall have a minimum of 167 units in the curriculum. So it consists of 7 parts. We have the general education with 42 units, NSTP 6 units, PE 8 units, theology 12 units, GEP class 6 units, major subjects 90 units that is divided in the core communication subjects and the political communication subjects. And finally, the research or the thesis with 3 units. So, what will be the future of the graduate? So, the graduates of this program may find employment as, of course, media practitioners. But we can also have public and corporate communication or information officers of the private and public agencies. We also have social science and communication researchers or analysts. You can also be program or project development officers, public relations and advertising practitioners, and other allied related professions. So, ingon pa nila, kung com ka, flexible ka. So, I think that would be all for the Bachelor of Arts in Communication, and always remember to communicate what is essential. Thank you!
Good morning, everyone. I am Cheryl Piñaranda Labadan from Humanities Division. I am here to present to you the program goals, specific professions, careers, occupations for graduates of AB in English language courses. What are the program goals? To provide a comprehensive knowledge of the English language, its origin, development, structure, and use. To enhance the students' competencies in the use of the English language in the real-world context. To present appropriate strategies of language use through a heightened awareness of how language works in different situations in the Philippines and in Asia and the rest of the world. Graduates of AB in English Language or AB in English Language Studies programs are in demand in fields that require effective use of English language to realize specific goals. The career opportunities include academic and scholarly work such as teaching and research, for business and industry jobs such as public relations, advertising, and documentation. For media and publishing such as writing, translating, and editing, government and diplomatic service. Here are some core courses for AB in English Language Studies. Introduction to the English Language System, Theories of Language and Language Acquisition, History of the English Language, English Phonology and Morphology, English Syntax, Semantics of English, English Discourse, Stylistics, Introduction to Language, Society and Culture, Language of Literary Text, Language of Non-Literary Text, Computer-Mediated Communication, Language Research 1 Methodology, and Language Research 2 Thesis. These core courses have given much emphasis and importance in teaching English because we want our graduates to be globally competitive. AB in English Language Studies can be a good writer, effective communicator, capable of processing complex ideas, understand people and are able to connect with them, and a philosopher, artist, editor, historian, and a provider of content. Here is the curriculum description of Bachelor of Arts in English Language Studies. It shall have a minimum of 173 units. The curriculum consists of 7 parts. General Education, 42 units. NSTP, 6 units. PE, 8 units. Theology, 12 units. GEP class, 6 units. Research, 3 units. And Major, 96 units. Here are some testimonies of the graduates of AB in English Language Studies. We have Ina Karina Kapulong from batch 2018. She became a digital content specialist in 2 hotels in Caraga region. Next, we have Jaimers Boiser Piñaloga. He was working in telecommunications in Manila, Philippines, and became an English teacher in Thailand, and he is currently working in USA. And we also have Krisha Villanueva from batch 2016. She is working in Dolly Caraga office. My dear Orians, this course is designed for you, for there is a demand for graduates who not only have facility in English, but can competently and effectively use English language in different contexts and for varied purposes.
Isang mapagpalang hapon po sa ating lahat. Ako si Binibining Janice Guardami Guliman, isa sa mga guro sa Filipino at Panitikan. Sa hapong ito, ilalahad ko po sa inyo ang kursong Bachelor ng Sining Mid-Year sa Filipino. Ano bang meron sa programang ito? Layunin ng programa ang malinang ang kakayahan ng mga mag-aaral sa wikang Filipino na magagamit nila sa iba't ibang konteksto at pangunahing domenyo. Mapalawak ang kaalaman ng mga mag-aaral sa interdisiplinaryong pananaw sa pag-aaral ng Filipino. Pangatlo, malinang rin ang malikhain at kritikal na pag-iisip ng mga mag-aaral na magagamit sa kanilang propesyon at pakikipag-ugnayan sa komunidad, lokal man, nasyonal o maging internasyonal. Makapagsagawa rin sila ng mga mapanuring pananaliksik na makapagpapaunlad sa disiplinang Filipino. At ang panghuli ay ang makapagbukas ng oportunidad para sa praktikal na aplikasyon ng mga kasanayan at kaalamang natamo sa kurso. Ang kursong ito ay binubuo siya ng 161 unit. Binubuo ito ng 7 bahagi. Ito ay ang mga sumusunod. Una ay ang General Education na binubuo ng 77 unit. Batayang kurso na merong 12 unit. Mga kurso sa disiplina, ito po yung mga major courses nila na binubuo ng 42 unit. Elective na mayroon siyang 12 unit. Wikang regional na mayroong 6 na unit. At ang practicum naman ay 6 na unit rin. At ang panghuli ay ang thesis na mayroong 6 na unit. Ano nga ba ang mga magiging trabaho ng mga magsisipagtapos ng kursong Bachelor ng Sining Mid-Year sa Filipino? Una, pwede silang magiging mananaliksik, mamamahayag, magiging guro na kagaya ko, kritiko, manunulat, tagasalin, editor, tagapamahala, entrepreneur at iba pa. Yun lamang po at maraming salamat at muli magandang hapon sa ating lahat.
And we are back. And of course, Ma'am Friday, those were the courses offered from the Humanities Division. Again, we have the English language, Filipino language, and AB communication. Yes. And of course, emphasize lang po na po nga grabe gid itong mga ipang-ingon nato nga gainan ng students from the Arts and Sciences programs. Actually, student from the FSU UK, grabe gid ka-equipped because shout out sa akong major sa communication ng mga third-year students. Grabe, nag-quiz ko last Monday, pero kapan sila di, uy, answer tanan. Diba? So, grabe good. So, this time, moving on, we have Mrs. Sherry Ladaga to tell us more about the Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics and Mrs. Loren Grace Hernilia Anunciado for the Bachelor of Science in Biology from the ever-dynamic Natural Sciences and Mathematics Division.
Hello, good afternoon. I will be talking about for the program BS Applied Mathematics. This program started for the school year 2007, and most of our graduates were into teaching while others were employed in other areas such as in government and private agencies. Now, for the program goals, the BS Applied Mathematics graduates shall be equipped with enhanced mathematical and critical thinking skills. Graduates are expected to have developed deeper appreciation and understanding of the importance of mathematics in history and the modern world. They will be able to do research or perform jobs that require analytical thinking and quantitative skills. The program provides students with substantial exposure to the breadth and depth of mathematics from classical to contemporary and from theoretical to applied. The curriculum covers foundational courses in core areas of mathematics as well as advanced courses that will help prepare graduates to pursue higher studies or work in a variety of fields. The program outcomes are the following: to gain mastery in the core areas of mathematics, particularly for algebra, analysis, and geometry. Demonstrate skills in pattern recognition, generalization, abstraction, critical analysis, synthesis, problem solving, and rigorous argument. It also communicates mathematical ideas orally and in writing using clear and precise language. Develop the perception of the vitality of mathematics in a modern world, including interrelationships within math and its connection to other disciplines. Appreciate the concept and role of proof and reasoning and demonstrate knowledge in reading and writing mathematical proofs. And make and evaluate mathematical conjectures and arguments and validate their own mathematical thinking. The course curriculum for the BS Applied Mathematics in FSUU has the following total number of units, which is equal to 171, distributed into the following. General Education, it has 42 units. NSTP, 6 units. PE, 8 units. Theology, 12 units. GEP class, 6 units. Research, that includes thesis, that's 3 units. And for major courses, it has a total of 94 units. Speaking of the major courses, these are the major courses for the BS Applied Mathematics. Calculus 1, 2, and 3. Fundamentals of Computing 1 and 2. Fundamental Concepts of Mathematics. Differential Equation 1. Linear Algebra. Probability. Discrete Mathematics. Advanced Calculus 1. Sampling Theory. Statistical Theory. Numerical Analysis. Operations Research. Theory of Interest. History and Development of Fundamental Ideas of Mathematics, Mathematical Modeling, Math Finance, Applied Multivariate Analysis, Thesis or Special Problem, Mathematical Biology, Real Analysis, Graph Theory, and its applications, and the internship or the practicum. And for graduation requirement, we have the hard-bound thesis.
And then the program outcomes. And then the BS Biology program in FSUU, and lastly, the BS Biology curriculum in general in FSUU. So, the BS Biology program is structured as a generalized framework of study with the end view of grounding students with the fundamental concepts, principles, and theories of the biological, natural, and physical sciences and the conduct of research. So, this includes the acquisition of appropriate skills and training in the efficient processing and presentation of information in both written and oral form. So the BS Biology program is structured to meet the needs of professional biologists who are the following. So they can be employed in government or private institutions and other agencies where scientists with biological expertise are needed, and they can engage in entrepreneurial activities. They can conduct research in the various areas of biology. They undertake postgraduate education in biology and allied fields. And lastly, pursue a career in teaching. Now, we might want to ask, what can you do with a biology degree? Or where can biology take you? So basically, most of our students in FSUU who are taking BS Biology program are taking this course as a pre-medicine course, or they want to enter medical school. So it's not surprising that most people who apply to medical school choose to major in biology because after all, biology is the basis for physiology and other medical principles. So for students who are interested in science and the health professions, a biology degree offers a logical path to medical school. However, we might want to ask again, what if becoming a physician isn't for you? So what are the other career options for biology majors beyond medical school? So the following are the specific professions or careers or occupations or trades that BS Biology graduates may go into. So a graduate of BS Biology may be engaged in basic and applied research, and then industrial research work, and then non-research jobs, advocacy and communication work in NGOs, biology-based industries such are the following: production, food science and technology, management, marketing and bioprospecting, public lectures and workshops, and then writing research articles in newspapers, magazines and books, and then production of educational software or multimedia applications, development of educational films and television programs, and collection, preservation, and sale of biological specimens. So aside from that, a graduate of BS Biology may also be engaged in working as a teaching assistant in a college or university. And lastly, they can also be employed as a high school biology teacher, but of course with additional courses in education and passing of licensure examination for teachers. So the BS Biology program is most closely related to the following allied fields: agriculture, fisheries, forestry, nutrition, medicine, veterinary medicine, animal and plant sciences, and environmental science. Now, the program outcomes of the BS Biology program are the following. So first, to develop an in-depth understanding of the basic principles governing the science of life, utilize techniques or procedures relevant to biological research work in laboratory or field settings, apply basic mathematical and statistical computations and use of appropriate technologies in the analysis of biological data, and extend knowledge and critically assess current views and theories in various areas of the biological sciences. Now, what it feels like to be a biology student or a BS Biology student in Father Saturnino Orius University. So, the student life of BS Biology student in Father Saturnino Orius University includes the following: classroom life, laboratory life, fieldworks or sampling, and among others. So these are actually photos of our students who are BS Biology, who are enrolled in BS Biology program in FSUU. So most of them are already graduates of BS Biology. So most of the time, of course, they are in classroom and laboratory setting. However, of course, nowadays, we can no longer perform actual laboratory procedures. And then fieldworks, samplings. And the biology program in FSUU is also connected to the Biodiversity Informatics and Research Center. So the BS Biology program in FSUU, of course, we have classroom instructions, laboratory skills, trainings, seminar workshops, collaborations here and abroad, research, fieldworks, and then laboratory activities including microbiology, chemistry, anatomy, physiology, ecology, and among others. However, right now, with the new normal, we are still, of course, coming up with ways or strategies on how to do these things. And then areas which are considered as field of research, or those areas we used for sampling, are the following: Lake Mainit, Mount Hilong-Hilong, Agusan River, and then the Cabadbaran-Santiago Natural Park, and others. So what are the opportunities for students enrolled in BS Biology program in FSUU? So this is Kathleen Alim. She's actually a BS Biology student, and I think she is already graduating. So Kathleen was actually in Germany for 2 weeks. I think that was in 2019 or just last year. She was in Germany for 2 weeks to conduct her research study on Philippine snakes at the Museum für Naturkunde in Berlin. So Kathleen brought with her voucher specimens from the FSUU BIRC Natural History Reference Collections, which she herself collected as a participant in a biodiversity fieldwork funded by the Philippine CHED IDIG. So her research visit in Museum für Naturkunde in Berlin is part of the Biofield in a Philippine-Cambodian-German network project funded by DAAD, or the German Academic Exchange Service. And then we also have some students before who went to Japan. They participated in Japan Asia Youth Exchange Program in Science at the Amphibian Research Center, Hiroshima, Japan. So they are the following. So the delegation is actually composed of 2 graduate and 5 undergraduate students, together with 2 faculty members of Father Saturnino Orius University. So this was from August 5 to 12, 2017. So they are expected to perform extensive laboratory activities in understanding amphibian biology and breeding. And then at the same time, molecular techniques such as extraction and sequencing of mitochondrial DNA and molecular phylogenetic analysis. So these are their photos in Japan. And then students are also engaged in scientific paper publication. So this is an example of a scientific paper published in this journal. So Paul Pastor is actually a BS Biology graduate. And then this is another scientific paper published in Asian Herpetological Research by Jeshan Len Plaza. And then most biology students in FSUU are also actively participating in several seminars and training workshops. So these workshops include the following. And of course, the training workshops also included field works. So this is a photo during the training workshop and species inventory of terrestrial vertebrates and plants in Cabadbaran, Santiago Natural Park. And then this is a training workshop in species distribution modeling. Training workshop in writing and publishing scientific papers. And a lot more. So this one. So this was last year, the training workshops last year. So FSU BS Biology students also attended molecular systematics training of the Biofield project last year, sometime in August at Ateneo de Manila University. Okay. So fieldworks, and of course, a BS Biology student in FSUU can have some experience to have close-up and personal experience with these species in the field. Now, the BS Biology program curriculum in FSUU has actually a total number of 182 units. So, for the general education, 36 units, NSTP, 6 units, PE, 8 units, theology, 12 units, GEP class, 6 units, research, 3 units, major subjects, 105 units, and then elective courses, 6 units. So, if for example, a student who wishes to enroll for a BS Biology program, his strand is not STEM, his or her strand is not STEM strand, so he or she has to take bridging subjects for the following: General Bio, 3 units, General Chemistry, 3 units, and General Physics, 3 units. And of course, one of the major requirements in order to graduate for the BS Biology program is the bound copy of thesis. So a thesis is actually a public hearing. So most of the time we do this to announce the schedule for the final oral thesis defense of the students. So for more information, students may join the Facebook group, Young Biologist and Mathematician Society, or for other information about the different seminars, training workshops attended by the BS Biology students in FSUU, they may want to visit the Facebook page of Biodiversity Informatics and Research Center. So, thank you. And then, again, for more details, you may want to visit us at the Natural Science and Mathematics Division at CBS 207 or the Arts and Sciences Program Dean's Office at FSUU. Thank you.
Alright, no? Grabe jud ka busy sa atong mga biology.
2 hours to.
Mga 15 minutes na presentation. No, gikan symposiums, conferences, o pabitin sa Germany.
May galing wala pag-feature ang tanang subag at
That's right, Nat, no? And of course, we have applied mathematics as well, no? Sa mga math enthusiasts dira, mga balik unom ang calculus.
Yes.
Shout out to our friends, Sir Dr. Noni Lerita.
Oh, Lera.
Yes.
Watching from Ateneo.
Ateneo de Manila.
Diba?
No? From Arneo.
And of course, Ma'am Friday, speaking of shout out po dahil sa atong teachers nga naadiri karon.
Yes.
Especially to our dean. Diba nga si Mrs. Donna Esperta nga mag-order daw og pizza karon.
Yes, and palabok.
Okay, diba? And of course, to all our students, again, please ask questions because this is the time that we are gonna answer it with our live Q&A. And of course, apo tayo mga co-teachers today at mga keyboard warriors to answer all your questions. Kay, though naga-PM mo sa yung teachers, but this is a perfect time for you to ask them questions.
Yes, nagbanig din tahon sila, Sir Daniel. Kay Wajay nangutana.
Yes, gilaay na jud si binibining Joyce Bernal sa gawas. Nag-Nescafe na siya. Nag-Nescafe na siya actually kay walay nangutana. So sa tanan nato teachers, pangutana na jud mo kay gilaay na jud si binibining Joyce Bernal.
That's right. And so finally, Sir Daniel, we are now down to our last division. So without further ado, let us welcome the ever-supportive faculty of the Social Sciences Division as they go along their different courses. So to start with, we have Mrs. Larissa Paguta to discuss to us about the Bachelor in Human Services, to be followed by Mr. Joseph Cashon to tell us more about Bachelor of Economics, Mr. Chalzidek Olais for the Political Science, and once again, Mrs. Larissa Paguta to tell us more about the newly opened course of the program, the Bachelor of Science in Psychology.
Good afternoon. Today I will present the Bachelor in Human Services. So the Bachelor in Human Services is a program or a course that prepares human services personnel who are people who hold professional jobs in diverse settings such as educational institutions, industrial settings, and youth service agencies, specifically to help in providing such assistance. Thus, the primary purpose of the human services worker is to assist individuals and communities to function as effectively as possible in the major domains of living, such as social, spiritual, emotional, and psychological aspects of life. So, the Human Services program prepares graduates for various settings, such as learning institutions, wherein they would be trained as program development and evaluation specialists, educational assessment, and in educational research. Also, they may venture a career in business and organization, and in communities such as training, group facilitation, program development and evaluation, research, career planning, and development. Most importantly, Bachelor in Human Services graduates may pursue a master's degree in counseling to qualify them for the licensure exam for guidance counselors. So these are the subjects that is included in the curriculum under the Bachelor in Human Services. We have your general education courses of 36 units, professional courses 51 units, cognates 32 units, 9-unit electives, and 6 units of field experience, and your 6 units of thesis. Now for the general education courses, these are some of the subjects. So you have your understanding the self, arts appreciation, readings in Philippine history, the contemporary world, math in the modern world, purposive communication, science, technology, and society, as well as ethics and results, life and works. For your professional courses, these are the very important courses that will help you develop a career in guidance and counseling. So we have human services and mental health, human development and functioning, self-development, client awareness, basic statistics, program development and evaluation, group process and facilitation skills, communication skills for human service professionals, human service delivery systems and interventions, mental health and psychosocial support in emergency settings, and values, attitudes, and ethics in the helping professions. For your cognates, we have 32 units of personality, psych assessment, seminar series, understanding human exceptionalities and special populations, group work with children and adolescents, issues in social development and personality, life skills for learning and innovation, and media literacy for helping professionals. And then you have your 9 units electives, which are related fields such as normal psychology, social psychology, and educational psychology, and your field experience and your thesis. Now, aside from your academic requirements, other course requirements would be your field experience, wherein you will work in a setting that will hone your skills to become effective counselors, as well as thesis, wherein you are to apply your research skills from conceptualization of a research topic to data gathering, report writing, and presentation of findings. Lastly, upon graduation, you are to present a research in at least any local forum organized by the university or other academic professional organizations. So, we are happy to welcome our new batch of Human Services students. Welcome, future counselors.
Good day, I am Elroy, and in behalf of the Social Sciences Division, it is my honor to welcome the new batch of AB Economics students for this semester. To start, let us talk about the nature of economics.
The nature of the field of economics is that economics is a scientific study on how people manage and allocate the scarce resources, and with the emergence of new, challenging policy questions and persistent economic problems, economics still continues to be relevant. The primary aim of this program is to raise technical competencies of learners, develop analytical and critical thinking skills, and cultivate a habit of lifelong learning. So for the program objectives, AB Economics program wants to equip students with knowledge in economic theory and its application with the essential skills for undertaking economic analysis. The BA Economic curriculum is more flexible in giving students leeway to customize their program of study according to personal goals and interests. Here are some fields that you can specialize in taking BA Economics. It's either you can specialize in environmental economics, business economics, developmental economics, and monetary economics. For the possible employment, the program is designed to prepare students for jobs that requires research and analytical skills in public and corporate sector. You can be a research analyst, academician, or a financial manager, to name a few. So for the course requirement, an AB Economics student must complete 150 units of academic courses. So here are the run-through of the major courses in AB Economics. And the run-through of the electives in which you can specialize. So going back, for a student to graduate in BA Economics, he or she must pass all the required subjects, must have a practicum in economics, must submit a bound copy of undergraduate thesis and a bound copy of an economic research, and present the thesis in at least a local forum. And just to whet your appetite, here are some graduates of BA Economics. We have Judy Datoy Akdal, a Senior Budget and Management Specialist of DBM. We also have Loris Imuñoz, a Junior Sales Auditor. So maximize your optimum potential and be an Orient economist. So once again, thank you and good afternoon.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Chelsedek Olais. I am one of the instructors in the Arts and Sciences program, teaching political science subjects. This afternoon, I am going to give you an overview of the Bachelor of Arts major in Political Science. But before we begin with our overview, let me formally welcome our first year, second year, third year, and fourth year students. We hope that in the next 6 months, you guys will have a wonderful learning experience with us. Okay, what is political science? Political science is defined as the systematic study of government and politics. It is a social science like anthropology, sociology, and psychology. In political science, we are fascinated by human behavior. We look at political behavior in particular. Okay. Politics is also a process of collective choice, resolving disagreements, and reaching decisions through persuasion, bargaining, discussion, and compromise. This is according to Albert Weil. Okay, to give you a concrete example in studying human behavior, we have the elections, for example. You might want to ask, why is it that political party A win over political party B? Or you might also want to ask the question on, why is it that the government was so insistent in implementing the motorcycle barrier? And finally, you might want also to look into how the government intervened during the pandemic. So these are some of the questions that a student, a learner in political science would like to explore. Okay, here are some of the program objectives based on CHED Memorandum Order number 51 series of 2017. These are the objectives that we intend to develop in our learners. We have 6. Number 1 is to compare, contrast, and classify the major concepts in the discipline. Number 2, recognize and define the distinctiveness of the discipline, its subfields, theories, and methods. 3, design and execute research inquiries using appropriate quantitative and qualitative methods guided by theories and conceptual frameworks. Number 4, demonstrate written, visual, and oral presentation skills to produce and present analytical reports. And number 5, critique, judge, and respond to current issues and problems based on a substantive understanding of the historical and contemporary developments in the national and global context. And finally, develop a predisposition towards ethical political involvement and practice in various forms and on different levels of engagements. So these are the program objectives that we intend to develop in our graduates once they finish the course in political science. And we have 17 major subjects that are required for every student to finish once they enrolled in the course of political science. Normally they would start with Poli-Sci 201, which is the fundamentals of political science. Then we have Introduction to Philippine Politics and Governance, Local Government in the Philippines, Introduction to Comparative Politics, Introduction to International Relations, Parliamentary Procedures, Introduction to Political Theory, Politics and Governance in Southeast Asia, Philippine Public Administration. Just to clarify, by the way, the student will not take them all in one setting. They have to take them one step at a time, per year level or per semester. To continue, the student will also have to take Poli-Sci 305, which is Introduction to Political Analysis and Research, which is offered this semester. Then we have Asian Political Thought, Organizational Development, Philippine Social Movements, Qualitative and Quantitative Analysis of Political Data to prepare the learner for a research at the end of his fourth year. Then we have Political Economics, Ecopolitics, and finally, International Law. So these are the 17 required major subjects for the learner to take while he is staying with the program. Okay, why study political science? Every day we are being bombarded with different issues and phenomenon. Just very recently we have the Black Lives Matter, which started with the arrest of an individual and eventually it evolved into a movement. Then we have Duterte's drug war. Internationally, we have the standoff of China, the Philippines, and the rest of Southeast Asia. Then we have the LGBT community demanding for equality. We have the discovery of the Russian vaccine, which might resurrect Cold War issues. Then we have Duque facing how to open the classes during the times of pandemic. Then we have TikTok. We have McCoy Dobbs, who has been cancelled according to Twitter by DDS. Then we have Taka Taka Tak challenge. And we have the shutdown of the media mogul, ABS-CBN, and finally, COVID-19. All of these, one way or the other, impact our lives. And that is why it is necessary to pursue, or rather to study, political science. The subfields of political science are the following. There are actually many, but for the very purpose of this discussion, we have nation-state, local government. In this topic, isms, theories, and the local government units plus the Constitution is covered. This is basically introduced to the student in his first year. Then we have international relations, where the student will have to learn about globalization, theories of IR, foreign policy decision-making, hard power, soft power, and military power. Then we have political theory and political philosophy, where the learner is introduced to the different types of philosophies, beginning from Aristotle, John Locke, Plato, Jean-Jacques Rousseau, Machiavelli, down to feminism and multiculturalism, to name a few. Then we have comparative government and politics. In comparative government and politics, we compare. There are two ways actually of comparing. We have the thematic and we have the country comparison. In thematic comparison, what we do is we compare revolutions, social movements, and nationalism. Under country comparison, we compare countries. Countries in Asia, in Latin America, in North and South America, in Africa, or in Europe. Then finally, we have research methodology, wherein the students is being introduced to the different styles and types of researches under political science. They're also being introduced into how to make concept papers, policy issue papers, and the like. So these are the subfields in political science. And all of these will be covered by the learner in the next 4 years of his stay in the program. And the final requirement, this is good news for our learners. The individual will have to make a thesis before he graduates. And another requirement is he must be able to present a paper in a local forum outside the university. So these are the two important requirements, along with the other requirements that had been mentioned earlier, before the learner graduates in the program of political science. So what are the career options for someone who finishes political science? There's a lot actually, but I have enumerated a few in my slides. So we have, normally for those who are aspiring to take law, it's a preparatory course for law. Then we have public officer and administrator, political advisor, policy consultant, advocate, representative, spokesperson, diplomat or consul, human resource manager, researcher, journalist, educator, professor, among many other things. So, thank you for your attention, and that's all for the Bachelor of Arts major in Political Science.
Good afternoon. For this school year, we are happy to welcome the pioneering batch of our BS Psychology students. So BS Psychology deals with a scientific study of behavior and mental processes, with emphasis on how the individual's mental processes and behavior are affected by internal, relational, and social factors. In this course, you will learn different theories that will lead to a better understanding of why people think, feel, and behave the way they do. And you will also be equipped with the necessary skills to prepare you to become successful psychometricians and psychologists someday. So as a discipline and professional practice, it contributes to national development through basic and applied research and interventions aimed at solving problems and promoting optimal development and functioning at the individual, family, group, organizations and institutions, community, and national levels. Especially today that we see a significant rise in mental health issues in our society, we really need mental health professionals in the field that will help nurture people's well-being. So our BS Psychology course trains students to become licensed psychometricians and licensed psychologists someday. BS Psychology graduates are eligible to take the licensure exam for psychometricians. The psychometrician is responsible for administering and scoring personality and intelligence tests, and they are also responsible for interpreting and preparing reports of the said tests. They work closely under the supervision of a licensed psychologist. However, aside from that, our BS Psychology graduates may also pursue a career in rehabilitation centers, psychological clinics as mental health practitioners. They may also be in businesses and industries as human resource specialists, and they may also be researchers or academicians in academic institutions. And our BS Psychology course is also pre-medicine and pre-law course. So here we have the curriculum for BS Psychology. So you have your general education courses, and then you also have your 20 units of natural science electives such as anatomy and physiology, inorganic chem, and biochemistry. Your basic courses include Introduction to Psychology and Psychological Statistics. And your required courses would be your Developmental Psych, Cognitive Psych, Theories of Personality, Physiological Psychology, 5 units of Experimental Psychology and Field Methods in Psychology, Social Psych, 5 units Psychological Assessment, Abnormal Psychology, Industrial and Organizational Psychology, Psikolohiyang Pilipino, and Research in Psychology 1 and 2. For your elective courses, you have your Educational Psych, Group Dynamics, Community Health Psychology, Ethics in Psychology, and your Practicum in Psychology 1 and 2. For your course requirements, you have your at least 150 hours of practicum work in at least 2 settings, whether it be clinical, academe, industries, or in other NGOs. You also have your theses, and upon graduation, you are required to present your research in any forum organized by the university or any other professional organization. So in behalf of the Arts and Sciences program, we are glad that you chose FSUU to journey with you as you become future psychometricians and psychologists.
Okay, so thank you so much to our fellow instructors for taking time to introduce to us the different course offerings of the program. And by the way, congratulations to BS Psychology for having 35 students enrolled at the moment. Diba?
35, sir. Grabe pag nakahigpit ang screening pang Binibining Pilipinas. Diba, no? And speaking of which, the Social Sciences Division would like to invite everyone for a Zoom call, which we will organize later on for us to discuss to you not just the psychology students, but as well as the political science and economics and the human services, the retention policy of the division.
Okay, so Ma'am Friday, announcements for that will be posted on...
Yes, at the FSUU Social Sciences Division official Facebook page.
Ayan, that's right. So abang-abang tayo with the Soksai announcement. Alright, so this time again, we are encouraging all our students, mga viewers natin, to ask questions because later on, we'll be answering it with our live Q&A. Again, this is the right time for you to ask questions because we have so many instructors na mag-help in answering your questions. And by the way, Ma'am Friday, since I had an orientation with my class last Monday and Tuesday, daghan po kay questions about, sir, how do we maneuver or how do we open up our FSU Learn? So I guess this time for our students, do not be anxious because we will show you a brief demonstration on how to go about your FSU Learn account.
That's right, Sir Ranil, no? So we have here, So of course, you will have to go to urius.neolms.com. By the way, as mentioned during the institutional orientation, dapat jud na urius.neolms.com. Okay, so you will have to log in using your G Suite account. No, kung Yahoo Mail, dili jud ka kasulod.
Correct.
So you log in
Old version ka.
with your G Suite account.
And by the way, Ma'am Friday, to those students who haven't received their G Suite account, let's just wait. And if you want to follow it up, kindly email itst.helpdesk@urius.edu.pe.
Yes, again, as mentioned earlier, during the live broadcast of the Sunny Side, no, kung mga nitanaw mo gaina, grabe kaayo ang ilang topics, no, they talk about the Saturnino netiquettes, no, so mas maayo yun nga, kung wala mo kita gaina, you review it once again. Okay, so going back, na as you can see, this is the student dashboard. The first thing that our students will see the moment they log on. Okay, so pananglitan, ako ang student ni Sir Joseph Cashon.
Yes.
Our ever dynamic Mr. Joseph Cashon.
Yes naman.
Sa GE 103, The Contemporary World. So, I will start. Before anything else, Sir Ronil, kimo gini ang common nga questions, no? Sa itong mga students. Unsa man ako ni Ma'am, sir, kung malit kog submission, dili mabalaka. No, because we have calendars.
Yes,
no, from our new LMS to remind you every now and then, no, for your to-do list, unsa imong mga due dates, o uban pa, na ana siya diri tanan.
Correct. And by the way, Ma'am Friday, sa ato pong dashboard, once you open up your Neo LMS, this is where you find your enrolled subjects.
That's right.
Diba? And of course, mga common questions po that I receive from my students. Sir, lack palagi ang imong lesson. Could this affect my grade? Actually, dili. So maybe dili pa niya time nga mag-open up.
No? Magpaabot lang to sa instructor.
Magpaabot lang to sa instructor nga mag-open up na siya. Mag-come out na siya from the shop.
That's right. No? Anyway, kung mag-open up na ang instructor, ma-notify man mo. Okay? So for example, so this one, I will open my GE 103 subject. Upon opening, makita dahil nato atong mga lessons. So kay wala pa mako nakasugod sa Renil kay first day of school, first day of the week, no? So nakita nato that the first lesson yun ang nibungad sa ako upon opening the subject. So pananglitan, we start with the introduction to globalization. Makita nato unsa magipang sulat sa atong mga teachers. As you can see, they have different tiles for that. And dili sila ka-proceed sa Renil unless they go through the process. No, murag butterfly.
Yes, dapat magsugod sa pagka-ood.
Yes, di sila ka-fly, kuha pa na ood. Okay, so no, grabe kay ka-effort si Sir Joseph Cashon. Again, shout out to Sir Joseph Cashon.
Diba? Si Sir Joseph man daw ng tao sa mapa karon. How
yes,
true.
Welcome to the contemporary world. Okay, so we will continue for us to see unsa ang contemporary world is all about. So, pananglitan, nakabasa na ako kay Bright kaayo ko, taas kay okay. Let us continue.
Yes, and of course for the students, ang kanang atong template gid is the 5 E's.
Yes,
diba? So basig maglibog mo. So just take it again from, let's say, from the top to the bottom.
That's right.
Isa-isahon dyan din kay dili mo makaproceed with the next, let's say, page if you're not able to finish the first page na inyong gisuldan.
Correct. As you can see, no, sa ato ang dashboard, ang mga naagian na nato, naka-check.
Yes.
Ang mga wala pa, Sir Ronil,
naka-lock.
Okay, so this is the first activity. So dili gyud mo makaingon, no? Di gyud makaingon ato mga students, Sir Ronil, nga naami wala na answeran nga activity. Kay dili gyud ta ka-proceed unless otherwise atong buhaton ang pinakauna.
Correct.
Okay. So paano? As you can see, dili gyud nako siya maklik, no, kay wala ko ni tubag.
Dili ma-continue.
So akong tubagon, Sir Ronil. Since this is a discussion, daghan na kaayog mga comments, no? Oh, grabe kay God, nag-refund na.
Unsa day ang na-refer?
What?
Beon sa man day ang kuan.
Natay classmate Sir Ronil si Ma'am Daphne, proud popster. Kompi kaayo, napay mga pa-video.
Yes, ang atong cyclist. Daphne Magtibay.
Yes. Okay, so ato nang sugdan og answer Sir Ronil, no, para maka-proceed na ta.
Sige, Beon, saan pag-answer? Tutorial ba? So, basahan sa nato ang instruction, ang question.
Yes, of course.
Kailan sa mo answer na ta diretso ta sulat ta kabla. Okay, if given a chance to travel or to have a vacation after this pandemic, which country would you firstly visit? Why? Baghdad.
Bangladesh.
Oh, correct.
Yes. Hello, uy, di lagi ko pa answer ni sir. Kini answer na manggo daw ko daan.
Okay.
No?
Dili siya gusto nga magdubli imong answer.
Yes.
Okay. So basta sa mga students, once nga naamo sa inyong mga, let's say, mga participation, mga quizzes, make sure to submit your answers. And again, be mindful of the start date and the due date of all your assessments.
That's
Okay?
right. And apart from this, no, kay di nalagi ko pa answer ni Sir Kasyon kay basig ma-flat one ako no ko, no? So, as you can see, apart from the discussion type of assessment, we have other assessments as well, Sir Raniel, such as Dropbox,
Yes.
no, wherein our teachers can tell our students nga i-drop nila sa box no, ilang answers, or perhaps their posters na ilang ipangbuhat.
Yes.
Or naapod tayo mga matching type, Sir Raniel.
Matching type, mga true or false,
That's
mga
right.
essays and all. Actually, ako, Ma'am Friday, usually ang akong assessment with G105 Purposive Communication kay na ako yung Dropbox. So, kumbaga attaching videos, attaching pictures, and all. Diba? So, shout out sa tanan akong estudyante diha. And by the way, sa mga nangutana po, asa man ipasa ang video or ang among gibuhat sa imong Facebook? Dili sa Facebook. Kay magbaha na atong Facebook diri. So, again, ang atong platform for our learning is Neo LMS, diba? Or the
right.
FSU You Learn.
So going back to our Neo LMS pod, no, apart from the lessons, makita po dayon the teacher can opt to announce no, anything about the subject. There is a news which ang estudyante makita po dayon niya upon opening the student
Yes.
dashboard. So, na ay mga announcement, na gede, as you have noticed, no, lock pa daw
Yes.
ang uban. Muding wa ko ka-answer. Abi na ko, ma-flat one na ko. Mo nang wala
Abi
ko
kung mauna to.
na-answer. Wa pa di ay na-lock. Ay, wa pa di
okay.
na-unlock. Matud pa. Susama rin hapon na sa mga experience ato mga students karon dili mabala ka.
Yes.
No? Kaya
Ayun,
mag-open up, ra, si sir.
Yes. Kung handa na siya mo abli,
That's
sulod.
Mag-open up ra. Okay,
Diba?
no? So, if ang ato po di ay ni LMS Sir Daniel, mura po di siya og Facebook, no? Kung gusto sila makabalom, unsa ang naong, no, sila mga classmates, no? Pwede mo dila i-visit. Pwede mo dila i-visit ang profile, no? Apart from sa ila ang teacher.
Yes.
Okay. And you can as well use the chat or the messaging feature of our new LMS, and we encourage our students as well na instead nga sa Facebook, no, kay personal kayong Facebook,
Lagi.
sir,
Kaya kay
pwede
ma-
man nato i-message si teacher
Through
diri sa messaging feature sa ato ang Neo LMS.
Yes, and of course, Ma'am Friday, also di ay sa atong Neo LMS, the best advice that we could give to the students is for you to check your Neo LMS from
That's
time to
right.
time. Di ba kay basig na announcements,
correct.
na messages from your instructors, or na po yung mga new assessments. So make sure to check it from time to time. Dili kay ingon nga, next week ako mag-check. Ay, magtanaw sa akong Neo LMS, tas pag next week, lock na po, tanan. Kayo man na.
Yes, because
Diba?
ang assessments manggod nato Sir Ranil, no, though asynchronous, nagyapon siya yung mga due dates para
Yes.
ma-achieve nato kung unsa ang kinahanglan sa subject
Correct.
at the end of the semester.
Ayan, so
Okay.
I guess that's it, Ma'am Friday. Ang
Yes.
ato lang gi-focus with all the questions sa mga students is how to answer, where to submit their assignments. So again, everything is in NEO LMS, diba? Or our FSU Learn.
Okay, so all right, we are now down to our last portion and definitely the most anticipated part of our program. And that is, of course, the live Q&A.
And yes, and we will try to go about some of the questions raised in the comment section. I hope nga na-adyo mga questions, no?
Yes.
Again, gaina, nag-encourage me with the students. So, however, we cannot assure to answer all since we don't have the luxury of time. But rest assured that our keyboard warriors are gamhanan. Grabe, bahalag nga pudpud na lang mga kamot diha. But of course, they are so gamhanan enough to answer them. And some may be answered even if this program already ended.
That's right. But looking at the comment section of our live, no, wala may nangutana. Basi gusto sila nga maki-video call sa ilang teacher.
Ayan. So,
pwede ra po.
Pwede ra.
Why labad?
Since wala may nangutana Ma'am Friday, ani na lang. Again, sa tanang students, again, pag-student, sir, wala pa ko yung G Suite, di pa ko ka-access sa NEO. Again, if wala pa tayong mga G Suite accounts, let's just wait for it or let's email or follow it up at itsd.helpdesk@urius.edu.ph.
And
diba?
just a reminder as well, Sir Ranil, no? Ang G Suite accounts nato is nara siya 48 hours na validity. So you have to change the password immediately.
Yes.
Okay, mawa man dayon siya. Mao siguro ang uban wala pa naka-access. Okay, if you have other questions regarding the G Suite account, so uban pa, you can actually ask the question or your question sa atong
FSU Butuan City page. Ayan,
Yes.
Facebook page nato sa FSU Butuan City. Ayan, so pwede na po ninyo contact inyong mga instructors if ever you already know them. But again, naatay mga other platforms like the FSU Facebook page for you to ask questions and naapod sa atong ITSD na itsd.helpdesk@urius.edu.ph. And by the way, since wala may mga questions, Ma'am Friday, mag-shoutout na lang ta karon.
Yes, shoutout na
diba?
po.
And ako muuna gid shoutout sa atong Humanities Division, spearheaded by our chairperson, Ginoong Ryan Balolot. Hi, Sir Ryan. And by the way, shoutout po kang Sir Ongkling nga nasa Dean's Office karon nga magpa-shoutout kid daw siya kang Sir Jason, kang Sir Ronald. Hello.
Yes, and of
Love
course, apart from them, no, shout out as well to the other divisions no, of our program. The NSM headed by Ma'am
Anseli
Rosales. Ako mga Amega din ha, Ma'am
Mga
Lauren
maring.
and Ma'am Jessan. No? And of course, the Social Sciences Division, nga naa silang tanan diri karon nagpaabot, kinaan na ang palabok.
Nana ang Spanish bread
Yes.
from the Spanish era.
Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up our ASP orientation. On behalf of the entire Arts and Sciences program, we thank you all for taking time in your busy schedules to join us here this afternoon.
Yes, and we are definitely excited for you to begin, or let's say to continue your college education. So dig in, savor the time in class online, and enjoy the learning and the great people that you'll meet along the way.
That's right. So your dreams and goals are your next stop. We'll do everything we can to help you get there. Again, welcome to Father Saturnino Orios University.
Sayat Lux Vestra, let your light shine, Orient Stallions. Annyeong!
Fountain we